Hey, hey, we're back on a trail. Not a moment too soon. It's been an interesting year to say the least. Was planning a lot of big trips this year in January, February. And the shit hit the fan, threw a monkey wrench in all my plans. And now finally, here almost end of July, finally getting out on a trail solo. Had to do a couple trips earlier this year, one in April, Shawnee State Forest with a friend. Didn't video there. Certainly wasn't anything good to video there. Wasn't terribly excited about Shawnee. And did a quick North Country Trail pack trip with some friends after base camping in Allegheny National Forest a couple days. Convinced them get out on North Country Trail along Allegheny Reservoir. Spent the night. It was beautiful, but that's been it for me this year. And had to get out and do something. So I'm here at Arches Fork Loop in Wayne National Forest. Trying to find something relatively close to home that I could get out and make a 3-day trip out of. And well, this loop is not terribly long, about 12 miles. There are some spurs that go off of it for North Country Trail heading up into Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna make use of those to extend my hike a little bit and just try to have a good time. This will be my first solo trip in a while, and I was way overdue. But this should be a pretty cool place, I hope, for Ohio. The drive just to reach this trailhead was quite interesting, and it does put you out in the middle of nowhere, so this should be pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. Pretty cool cave in here. Minus the graffiti. There's always got to be some jerk that does that. But already warming up. And have temperatures in the lower 90s for my trip here. And some chances of thunderstorms. Hopefully I'll dodge those. Like 60% chance of thunderstorms. So with any luck, I missed that stuff. But can't control the weather. So Just deal with it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Get your footing here. Oh! Oh, and again. All right, let's stop here and get a picture real quick. Well, my pack weight for this trip, 3 days of food, and started out with 3 liters of water. I'm at 30 pounds, which I was pretty darn happy with. Trying to cut pack weight down. So I'm getting old. And carrying an extra liter of water to start with, total 3 liters. Is we've been going through a bit of a dry spell, so I'm not terribly certain how reliable my water sources will be. Hopefully good. So I'll need plenty of water. It's hot, but hopefully that doesn't become a problem. Just heard something back there crashing through the brush, making a noise I had never heard before. I have no idea what it was. So I already seen several deer on the way in on the township road, and so should see plenty of wildlife here. It should be awfully cool. There's no other cars at the trailhead. Being that I came in here on a Wednesday, I should not see anybody else, which was what I was hoping for. Just wanted to get away from everything. No cell service out here. It's all on my own. That's just how I like it. So I'm hoping for an Ohio hike. This ends up being a pretty cool trip. Let's go down underneath and check this out. Kind of cool. See where I can get down to get a better view of this without landing on my butt. I guess if you can't get to the arches in Utah, this is the next best thing. Hey, it's Ohio. Temperature is nice and cool under this. Feels great. If I could find a way to get up there, that'd be a cool place to sit and have a quick lunch. Up to sea. I see a half horn up there anywhere. That'd be pretty neat. Oh, here's one of my first water sources that I was going to be seeing for the day. I believe I have 3 crossings where there is some water, hopefully, but being that I don't know what else I'll see along the way, I'm going to stop here and guzzle down one of my extra bottles I brought with me and then fill it up with water here, and I can filter it back at camp. That don't look too shabby there at all. I'll take some of that. Taking a little break, drinking some water, collecting some water. I'm about halfway into my 7.5 miles I'm doing today. And it's only a little after noon, so I could actually slow my pace, which sometimes hard to do. But I did not go up on the rock outcropping, as I saw no real path to get up there and didn't feel like bushwhacking and getting covered with ticks. Not worth it. So, continue on here. I'll be hitting another water source in another couple miles. I'll probably drink another my extra bottles of water and then fill that up to filter at camp, make sure I keep my water supply up. So on we go. Pretty cool old gas well. Wonder how many years old this. Wow, an old piece of equipment there. That's pretty neat. See if there's a date on it. Oops. Coots and Stroman Machine Company, Parkersburg, West Virginia. I don't see a date though. It's definitely old though. That's pretty freaking cool. Now I gotta get out of here. Wow. I have to check my map, but I think this might be the last place I see water today. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try to get across here and keep my feet dry, because it rained a lot. Okay, got the trekking pole out here, so I don't feel like getting wet feet if I don't have to. Whoa. Take some more water here or not? I have to drink some if I'm going to take more. So I'm going to make a decision here. Alright, I did not take water there after looking at my map. I'm going to be coming up to Caddy Run, which is closer to camp. And I'm going to take a chance, that that'll have some water in it. We did have some big storms roll through this area just over last weekend. So I was down at Burr Oak State Park camping with family. We did have some big storms roll through, dropped a lot of rain, so I'm going to gamble on more water down trail. Hopefully it pays off. Oh, hit the first ascent of the day. Actually, all in all, this has been pretty easy hiking. But been on an ascent here now for about a quarter mile, and it's still going up. But with the heat, this has generally been pretty easy hiking, so I can't complain. Gotta have some hills, or as my friend calls them, pleasure angles. Getting old. That was a long ascent, about a mile long. Pretty sizable elevation change. Good to get your heart and your lungs pumping good. Here in about roughly a mile, I should be hitting the trail intersection of the North Country 9 Bell Trail, which I'm going to hop onto and hike about a mile into that. Mile and a half, and camp there for the night. So only got about a couple to go, roughly. And I have a lot of time to spend hanging out at camp, but that's okay. I'm trying to stretch this out. I could easily take a extended break and hike another 7 with the extended daylight we have, but really want to stretch this out because I haven't had a chance to get out much this year at all. So have a nice relaxing evening, collect some firewood, have a nice fire, eat some food, and a little trail beverage. Stirred up junk. New spot. Alright. Crap. Just knocked down a whole lot of frickin' trees. See if I can get through this mess somehow. I only got about a mile and a quarter to where I was planning on camping. I'm all watered up and carrying even more extra water now, so I'm about 5 pounds heavier, about 35 pounds. I don't have to carry it for too far. Phew. Oh. Ah. All right, here we go. That's a good one. Whew. Dagnabbit. All right, hang on. Video to resume shortly. Well, on my way back to the main loop, Archer's Fork. As it turns out, this trail just isn't working out. What was supposed to be a established but lightly used campsite, so lightly used it doesn't exist. And really no decent place here that I have found yet that I'd care to spend the night at. So backtracking back to the loop, after looking at the map, I decided I will head continuing counterclockwise on the loop like I had been, because there's a number of campsites at direction. Rather than backtracking on the loop, that doesn't make sense. This might just end up being a one-night trip. We'll see. As much as I tried to make it 2 nights, it just isn't enough here to make it happen. So maybe I'll have a really light day tomorrow and spend another night. Maybe I'll just hike out the rest of the way. I'll see how it goes. But now my backtracking and continuing on the loop for a mile to head into the campsite, I've added like 3 miles to my day, so, and carrying an extra 5 pounds of water, which I wasn't happy about, but sometimes you gotta reassess, be flexible, and make adjustments. Things don't always work as planned. So, back to the loop we go. Well, after a change of plans, and ended up doing like 11.5 miles instead of my original 7.5. Found a nice campsite. Passed up a couple places that were shown on map from Trek, Ohio, that were supposed to have some designated camping. They were either overgrown, couldn't see them, or they just didn't exist anymore. So I am in camp, and I got a nice spot to hang the hammock, and I got water right off to the left of me, so that's a good thing. I drank 3 liters of water today, and I have not peed since I was at the trailhead when I parked, so I need to do some guzzling. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Drank a lot of water. I like using this, the electrolytes. I put it in water, very heavy, and I get dehydrated. Plus, if you have water that's a little off taste, it takes care of that as well. I'll cook some food later after it cools down some more. Started collecting up some firewood and enjoy a nice quiet evening. Sun's ducking down behind the hill. After it drops down, I'll start a fire. Got a decent amount of stuff here to burn. Cook some dinner, letting it cool some more before I finish it. In video earlier because I was having trouble with my darn phone and my Jackery not recharging. I was down to 20%. Got frustrated and threw the darn thing in the pack, and all of a sudden I hear the phone go beep and it started charging, so got it out and I'm back up to 50% now, so I'll have a charge for tomorrow. And as it looks after taking a look at the map, this is going to be a one-nighter. I only have about 5.5 miles back to the trailhead. There's just no way I can make this a 2-night trip. Not enough trail to do it. So cutting it a night short, unfortunately, but I tried. Check back when we got a fire going. Yep, fire's burning down low. Getting to be about hiker midnight, which about 9 o'clock. It's a long hot day. I'll be turning in here soon and getting a bright and early start before the temperature rises. Yep, turning in. Good night. Morning. Oh, slept like a rock. Time to get up. Nope. About a mile into my hike out. I had about 5.5 to do. Whew. Clothes is already soaked again. You know it's hot when you're trying to dry your clothes over a fire in the middle of summer. Heat's whooping my butt. I think I'll be glad to get out of here a day early. Now about 3 miles to go, 3.25, something like that. Whew. Glad I'm getting this in before the temperatures really get up there. I was able to catch a signal, my phone up here on the ridge, and check the weather forecast. And there was a 90% chance of severe storms coming in here later this afternoon. So I guess it all works out. Sometimes you gotta reassess, make adjustments. And it usually works out for the better anyhow, even though your initial plan doesn't go. Last night, while sleeping, I had what I believe was a bobcat over by the creek, making a whole lot of noise. I think he actually got himself a dinner last night. He have that crazy sounding growl of theirs. I heard some thumping around on the ground, so he's over there wrestling with something. As long as it wasn't my food bag. I did a half-assed hang last night. Not for the purpose of bears, but for the other animals. Bears are not terribly commonplace down here. They are spotted occasionally, but rarely. So I really don't have concern of bears, but usually we'll hear bobcats, coyotes. I can't wait to get somewhere and get an iced coffee. Oh, it's going to be like heaven. Nope. Trudge along. Back at the car. Driving back out to Interstate 77. I got an hour of backcountry roads, twists and turns, and I can't get a signal for my maps, Google Maps, so I'm having to do it from memory. So far, so good. I haven't got lost. Ran into heavy rain a couple minutes back for a moment, just isolated. So I guess all worked out for the better anyhow. That North Loop had a lot of dry creeks, and I ran out of water that last mile, and I was starting to feel quite dehydrated. It was a tough slog the last mile, but got out and back. Now 2.5 hour drive home. Yep. Until next time, everyone get out, have an adventure.